Tom and Claire's love story was the kind people envied. They had known each other since high school, grown up side by side, and built a life together on a foundation of shared dreams and quiet devotion. Tom was steady and reliable, the kind of man whose loyalty never wavered, while Claire was full of drive, warmth, and ambition. Through college, their first apartments, and the long road of adulthood, they had been each other's anchor. Their home radiated joy, laughter, and respect. At least, that was how it appeared. But when Claire's career began to rise in the corporate world, the rhythm of their marriage shifted. Tom had chosen a predictable path in finance, which allowed him to be present for dinner, weekends, and the routines of home life. Claire, meanwhile, had earned a coveted position at a booming tech company. With it came late nights, weekend retreats, and endless travel. Tom, proud and supportive, cheered her on even when her absence gnawed at him. He told himself it didn't hurt. He wanted her success as much as she did. But deep inside, unease began to take hold. One Friday evening, Claire returned much later than usual. Her cheeks were pink, her steps unsteady, and a trace of wine clung to her. She laughed as she fumbled with the keys, dismissing Tom's concerned expression with a breezy, "Just a work happy hour." Didn't realize it would go so late. She kissed his cheek, but Tom couldn't shake the lingering discomfort. Claire used to tell him everything. Now her words were clipped, her explanations vague. Weeks passed and her excuses grew. Business dinners, late meetings, weekends away. Tom tried to silence the voice whispering doubts in his mind. He wanted to believe she was simply thriving at her job, that paranoia was making him see shadows where none existed. On New Year's Eve, he planned a quiet celebration for the two of them. Champagne, the ball drop, just them reflecting on the year. But that morning Claire told him she was going to a party at her boss Mark's mansion. "It's an incredible networking chance, Tom. Everyone important will be there. You understand, don't you?" she said, eyes lit with excitement. Tom's stomach tightened. He had met Mark. Charming, magnetic, the kind of man who filled a room. Tom had noticed the way Mark's gaze lingered on Claire before, though he forced himself to trust her. He offered to come along, but Claire brushed it off. "It's just for employees." That night, as neighbors' laughter and fireworks carried through the cold air, Tom sat alone staring at the unopened champagne. Midnight came and went. Still no Claire. At 2 a.m., his phone lit up. "Just leaving now. Had too much champagne. Mark's giving me a ride. Love you. Mark." Tom's chest tightened as he reread the message. Something about it stung, though he forced himself to breathe, to trust. Hours later, Claire stumbled through the door, tipsy and laughing, barely able to get out a half-hearted apology before collapsing on the couch. Tom sat watching her, the ache in his chest heavier than ever. From then on, his doubts sharpened. Claire was distant, distracted, always on her phone. One evening, while she showered, her phone buzzed beside him. The name flashing across the screen stopped his breath. Mark. His hand shook as he picked it up, torn between guilt and the need for truth. He unlocked it. What he found cut deeper than any blade. Texts. Weeks' worth of them. Flirtation, innuendo, confessions. Worse, Claire had answered with warmth, with eagerness. She hadn't resisted. She had welcomed it. Then came the message that broke him completely. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again." Her reply, cheerful, intimate, stabbed through him like ice. The marriage he had believed unshakable was already gone. Tom didn't rage. Instead, a chilling calm settled in. Claire had made her choice, and now he would make his. He would not scream, beg, or fight. He would leave her with the weight of her betrayal. Over the following days, he prepared carefully. He opened a new account and quietly transferred money. He packed only what mattered, storing the rest. He gathered proof, the printed texts, the irrefutable evidence, and placed them in an envelope beside his wedding ring and a simple note. "You made your choice. Now I've made mine. I trusted you with everything, and you gave it away. Goodbye." The night before he left for good, Tom stripped the house of their life together. One by one, he removed photographs from the walls. The wedding portrait, the beach vacations, the smiles that once felt eternal. By morning, the house echoed with emptiness. New Year's Eve arrived again, exactly 1 year after that night at Mark's mansion. Claire, rushing off to another work event, didn't notice Tom's final preparations. By the time she returned after midnight, he was gone. The silence inside the house was deafening. The photos, the keepsakes, his belongings, all missing. Then she saw the envelope on the counter. Her hands trembled as she opened it. The words inside blurred through her tears. Behind the note lay a pile of printed messages. Her own words, her secrets, her betrayal staring back at her. Her breath hitched. Her heart broke. She called him again and again, leaving desperate voicemails. Each one went unanswered. Tom had cut every tie. Her world collapsed quickly. The affair with Mark fizzled almost instantly. What had seemed thrilling turned hollow. For Mark, it had been nothing but a fleeting distraction. He moved on without looking back, leaving Claire alone in the ruins she had created. Meanwhile, Tom began anew. In a different city, with a new job, he rebuilt himself piece by piece. Surrounded by family and friends who reminded him of his worth, he healed. Slowly, the ache was replaced by peace. Through whispers from mutual friends, he heard of Claire's decline, her loneliness, her regret. But Tom no longer felt anger or sadness. Only relief. He was free. Months later, a letter from Claire reached him. Pages of apologies. Pleas for forgiveness. Confessions of regret. She begged for another chance, even just a meeting. Tom read it, steady and calm. He had already closed that chapter. His reply was brief, a final sentence to sever the last thread. I loved you once, but I love myself enough to leave you behind. And with that, Tom moved forward, into a life rebuilt on self-respect, peace, and strength, leaving the ruins of betrayal forever in the past.